Today, we're going back to triangles. When we were doing the Pythagorean theorem, we were specifically looking at right triangles. Some of them today will be right triangles and some of them will not. So we will be using the triangle sum of triangles to solve problems. That's your learning target. Your success criteria will be that you can determine the number of degrees in one of the angles, the missing angle in a triangle. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And then when you leave the session or when you're on your own at school, you'll be doing 11-3 in digits. So let me show you an example. All right, so here is a picture. It does say the figure is not drawn to scale. If you're at school and you can't see that very well, the bottom says the figure is not drawn to scale, which means that the degrees aren't really 100 degrees and 48. They're just putting some numbers in for you. What the triangle sum of triangles says is that the three angles, and I'm pretty sure you've learned this before, three angles of a triangle, I'm just going to use that to mean a triangle, of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So that's why I said you need a calculator today. Almost everything is super easy. You're just going to take your calculator, you're going to start with 180, and then you're going to subtract the two angles that they give you to find the missing angle. So for this particular problem, let me open up a calculator real quick. You have it in your backpack. So you could just open up that. You could open up your phone. It doesn't matter, whatever you wanted to do. So every single problem today needs to add up to 180. So if we're doing the opposite, which is adding to be 180 because we're missing something, you would be subtracting to figure out what's missing. So you do 180 minus the two angles that you're given. My triangle had 100 in one corner and it had 48 in the other. So it should be quick and easy. It's just 180 minus something. So mine would be 32. You type it in. You move on. Easy, super easy. I'm going to do two more because they do get a little bit different. I'll start with the third problem you have because number two is exactly like number one. Here's the only thing that's different about this. And honestly, it should be easier. Let me make this much bigger. It should be easy for you because you should know that little corner is 90 degrees. That little square means 90. So when you see that today, make sure you know that that's 90. And I hope you know that 180 minus 90 is always going to be 90. So to speed things up, when you see one like this, you really could just do 90 minus 35 on your calculator because the 180 minus 90 is always going to be 90. If you want to go and do the whole problem out, you would do 180 minus 90 minus 35. Whatever floats your boat, people. Doesn't matter. If you want to do it the longer way, do it the longer way, just so you're in the habit of always doing 180. So I'm not gonna type that answer in. I just wanted to show you that that little corner, same thing on this one, that little corner means 90 degrees. So the shortcut would be to just do 90 minus 47. I'm going to finish with one that is a lot more complicated. You've got a lot of work to do. There is no angle there that they gave you an answer to. We don't know the answer to any of them. I don't know how big Q is. I don't know how big S is. I don't know the measure of angle R. I know that S and R are larger angles or larger measurements than angle Q, but I don't know what the actual numbers are. So here's what you would have to do instead of using your calculator and subtracting. Since I don't know any answer, you do need to do the angle plus angle plus angle equals 180. So here is angle Q. We need to add it to angle R or S. It doesn't matter what order you go in. So angle R is X plus 100. And then we need to add it to angle S. So all three, oops, I did that wrong. So this is reversed. So R is X plus 20, S is X plus 100. And all three of these answers or measurements need to add up to 180 degrees. So we're doing, in almost every problem that's like this, you're going to have three X's. 1, 2, 3. So the first thing you would do to simplify this is to add those together to make 3 x's. And then I have 100 plus 20 makes 120. So you're doing like a little equation here. That should not be new for you. So I've made this look a lot better. I've got 3 x's. I've got 120 if I add my numbers together. Now I need to start undoing the problem. So here's where you would start subtracting on your calculator. We would subtract 120 to get rid of that, which would give you 60. And then lastly, that's a times 3. I have 3 different x's, so you would divide by 3 to get an answer of x equals 20. But you have to be careful, because if they're not asking you for angle Q, then that's not the answer. Angle Q is the same thing as x, but if you look at angle S and angle R, they don't just say x, they say x plus something. So let me look at what the actual problem is. This one actually asked me for angle R. So for angle R, it's x plus 20. I just figured out x was 20, so I need to plug that in. So my answer would actually be 40, not the 20 that I got when I did my math. You just have to pay attention to which letter they're asking you for. If they had asked you for Q, then 20 would have been a fine answer.